They've always sold you whey protein as the magic formula to build muscle fast, the perfect post-workout shake, the shortcut to clean gains, the holy grail of recovery. And yeah, it does work. But there's a catch. Most people only see the surface. What you're not being told is what whey is really doing to your body when you take it daily. Not once in a while, not when you remember, but every single day, with consistency. Under the radar, it's flipping switches inside you. Hormonal pathways, immune response, metabolic rate, inflammation control, even how your bones hold up under pressure. These aren't Instagram-ready benefits. They're invisible, silent, but they matter way more than anyone talks about. You think you're just drinking a shake after the gym? Think again. You're delivering fuel to microscopic rebuild crews inside your body. They take those amino acids and start working, fixing, reinforcing, adapting. Within minutes, your blood is carrying signals. Your cells are reacting. Your body is shifting, bit by bit, rep by rep, shake by shake. And the truth is, most people quit before they ever give whey the time it needs to work. They say it bloats them, or didn't change anything. They treat it like a sidekick instead of the foundation it could be. Others think whey is only for massive bodybuilders, or that it's just protein. Study, but if you knew what it really does, if you understood the full picture, you'd realize it's way more than just a muscle builder. It's a bodily upgrade system running in the background every time you drink it, especially when you don't feel like it's doing anything. Whey isn't a magic pill, it's not a cheat code, but it is consistent fuel for long-term change. Not just in your physique, but in your biology. The people who understand this use whey differently. They don't see it as optional. They see it as a daily investment, like brushing your teeth, like training, like sleep. And because of that mindset shift, they unlock results most never reach. So let's break it all down. Let's strip the hype and reveal what's really happening. Today, you're going to learn the 7 effects whey protein has on your body when you use it daily, supported by science, backed by real physiology, and delivered straight with no fluff. If this is already hitting close to home, hit that subscribe button. Because what's coming next might just change the way you train forever. Effect 1. The silent upgrade. How whey protein cranks up your metabolism and reprograms your hunger. Everyone talks about boosting metabolism, like it's some magic switch you flip. But very few people understand what that actually looks like in real life. There's no secret button, no overnight fix. Your metabolism is a system. And like any system, it responds to inputs, movement, sleep, stress. But most of all, the type of fuel you give it every single day. And whey protein? It's one of the cleanest fuels you can feed the machine. Here's the deal. Protein, especially fast-digesting, high-quality protein like whey, demands more energy to break down than carbs or fats. This is called the thermic effect of food. That means every time you take a scoop of whey, your body actually has to work harder just to process it. And in that effort, it burns more calories. No hype, no tricks, just physiology. But that's just the surface. One of the most overlooked effects of daily whey use is its impact on appetite control. Ever find yourself hungry again just an hour after eating? That's your body screaming for real satiety, not empty calories. Whey protein sends a different signal. When you drink it consistently, your body learns to recognize it as real nutrition. It satisfies hunger faster. It tells your brain, we're good. And that effect compounds. Suddenly, you're not snacking mindlessly. You're not chasing sugar all afternoon. You're not controlled by cravings, because you're already fueled. That afternoon crash? Gone. That desperate need for something sweet after dinner? Way less intense. And here's what's wild. This isn't about willpower. It's about biology. Whey works with your hormones, like ghrelin and leptin, to balance hunger in your favor. You're not forcing discipline. You're restoring control. For anyone stuck in the cycle of binge, guilt, restrict, repeat, this can be the shift that breaks everything open. A simple scoop of whey mid-morning or late afternoon can be the difference between a clean day and a spiral. And the best part? You're not depriving yourself. You're just filling the tank with something your body actually knows how to use. And let's go even deeper. Daily whey intake doesn't just manage hunger. It helps stabilize your blood sugar. That means fewer spikes, fewer crashes, fewer mood swings, and better energy throughout the day. It's like running your body on premium fuel instead of sugar-laced chaos. You'll notice it in your focus, your workouts, even your sleep. Because when your system is balanced, everything else flows easier. This is where the real shift happens, when you're no longer reacting to your body's signals, but leading them. When you train, eat, and recover on your own terms. Daily whey isn't just about looking good. It's about finally feeling like you're in charge. That's freedom most people never taste. And all of that starts with something so simple, so overlooked, that most people never even realize it was the thing making the difference all along. But that's just the beginning. Effect 2. Muscle or memory. How daily whey slows down physical aging and protects everything you've built. Nobody tells you this when you start training. Your body is always aging, even when you feel unstoppable, even when you're making gains. The truth is, muscle has a shelf life, and if you're not actively protecting what you've built, your own body will start dismantling it. Slowly, quietly, without warning. After your 30s, your body begins losing muscle mass by default. It's called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. It happens to everyone, even if you still train. And the worst part? You don't notice it at first. You feel a little weaker, a little flatter. Maybe the weights don't move like they used to. You assume it's just a bad week. But what's really happening is your body's slowly turning muscle into fuel, because you didn't feed it enough to keep it. That's where daily whey protein becomes more than a supplement. It becomes armor. See, training sends a signal. It tells your body, we still need this strength. But without the right fuel, that signal fades. And without consistent, high-quality protein like whey, your body doesn't just stop growing. It starts breaking down, piece by piece, bit by bit. It's not dramatic. It's not painful. It's just slow erosion. Until one day, you look in the mirror and think, where did it all go? But now, imagine the opposite. Imagine you're training hard and feeding your body daily with clean, complete protein. Whey gives your muscles what they need not just to grow, but to survive. It keeps your tissue alive, active, functional, even during cutting phases, even when life gets hectic. It's like putting your gains in a vault that your body can't touch. And that preservation doesn't just affect your muscles, it changes your entire life. Because strength isn't just about gym numbers, it's about real-world freedom. The ability to move through your day without pain, to carry your kid up the stairs, to sprint if you need to age without turning fragile, to live with confidence in your own body, not fear that it's falling apart underneath you. Whey helps you preserve that autonomy, and the longer you preserve it, the easier it gets to keep moving, keep training, keep living fully. It's a compounding effect. Every day you protect your muscle, your metabolism stays higher, your joints stay happier, your posture stays strong. You burn more calories just existing. You feel better, look better, move better. Not because of one workout, but because you didn't let your foundation crumble over time. And let's be real, muscle loss isn't just about looking smaller. It messes with everything. You get injured easier, you feel drained faster, your bones weaken, your drive fades, you start shrinking, in every sense of the word. But when you commit to daily Whey, you're refusing that outcome. You're telling your body, not today, not ever. That's the mindset shift most never make. They think Whey is about gains. But the real magic? It's in what you keep. Because muscle isn't just for flexing, it's your life insurance policy. And whey protein is how you pay the premium. And we're only just getting started. Effect 3. Break or build. How whey protects your muscle. When your body wants to tear it down, you train hard, you hit your macros, you sleep as best as you can. But there's an enemy lurking behind all of that effort. One that doesn't care how disciplined you are. It's called metabolism. And if you don't have the right defense system in place, it will strip your muscle away, silently, piece by piece. Metabolism isn't just some scary word in a biology book. It's real. It happens when your body needs protein and can't find enough in your bloodstream. So it goes to the next best source, your own muscle tissue. That's right. The same muscle you busted your ass to build becomes fuel when your body gets desperate. This happens all the time. After intense workouts, during long gaps between meals, when you're stressed, when you're sleep-deprived. And the scary part? You don't even feel it. You just start noticing you're flatter, weaker, less explosive in the gym. You're shrinking, even though you're doing everything right. Now, here's where daily Whey becomes a lifeline. When you take Whey consistently, especially in high-risk windows like post-workout, early morning, or long hours without food, you're sending a message to your body. We're stocked. No need to break down muscle. You create a protective shield of amino acids in your bloodstream, keeping your muscle safe while your body handles everything else. One of the key players here is leucine, the amino acid found in high doses in Whey. Leucine is the trigger for protein synthesis, yes, but more importantly, it tells your body to stand down. It says, we're not in famine. You don't need to cannibalize muscle. It shifts your physiology from panic to performance, and this is even more critical when you're cutting or dieting aggressively. Most people lose weight the wrong way. They drop calories, push harder, and end up sacrificing muscle instead of fat. But when you use Whey every single day, you give your body what it needs to stay anabolic, even in a deficit. That means you can get lean without getting weak. You cut fat, not gains. It also matters when stress is high. Physical stress, emotional stress, mental burnout. All of it spikes cortisol, and cortisol is a catabolic hormone. It tears muscle down. But Whey, taken at the right times, delivers the amino acids your body needs to neutralize that destruction. It's like giving your army reinforcements before the attack hits. That's why serious athletes, even off-season, don't skip Whey. Not because they're chasing size, but because they're protecting their investment. They know the grind isn't just about what you build. It's about what you don't lose. Because once you start losing muscle, it's not just a number on the scale. It's your power, your speed, your symmetry, your identity in the gym. And if you're not defending it daily, you're giving it away. Silently, unknowingly, day after day. But not you. Not anymore. Because now you know the rules. You've got the ammo. And every scoop of Whey becomes a small act of defense. One that adds up to a stronger, more complete version of yourself. And the next effect? It's the one that flips your entire internal chemistry. Effect 4. The hormonal reset. How whey protein reprograms your body's growth signals from the inside out. There's a reason some people train for years and barely change, while others evolve in what feels like fast forward. It's not just about intensity or discipline. It's about what's happening behind the scenes. And one of the biggest invisible drivers of physical transformation is something most gym-goers never think about: your hormones. See, muscle doesn't grow just because you lift. It grows when your body is in the right internal state, when your hormonal environment supports growth instead of fighting against it. And that's where daily whey protein becomes way more than a recovery shake. It becomes a signal booster, a chemical translator, a hormonal amplifier. Let's break it down. First, every time you consume whey, especially post-workout, you cause a controlled spike in insulin. Most people hear insulin and panic, thinking it only causes fat gain. But that's missing the big picture. Insulin is one of the most anabolic hormones in your body. It acts like an express delivery system, shuttling amino acids and glucose directly into muscle cells, where they're used for repair and growth. When you pair whey with a little post-workout carb, you're creating the perfect hormonal window. Your muscles are wide open. Insulin acts like the foreman. And the building begins fast, but it doesn't stop there. Whey also helps elevate IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor. This hormone plays a major role in cell regeneration and muscle hypertrophy. Think of it as the recruiter for your muscle-building army. It wakes up satellite cells, the ones responsible for adding new tissue. Without enough protein, these cells stay dormant. But with daily whey in the system, they're consistently activated, ready to build. Now let's talk about cortisol, your stress hormone. It's catabolic. It breaks down muscle, slows recovery, messes with energy, and it spikes after intense training, lack of sleep, or emotional stress. Most people don't realize they're stuck in a high cortisol loop, training hard, but unknowingly sabotaging their results. Whey helps interrupt that loop, because when you supply your body with fast, bioavailable amino acids right after stress, you short-circuit the catabolic process. Your body gets the resources it needs, so it doesn't resort to breakdown mode. Think of it like cutting off the villain mid-monologue. The damage never gets a chance to start. And here's the twist. Consistent whey intake also supports testosterone balance. Not because it directly boosts testosterone like some sketchy supplement, but because it ensures your body isn't in a nutrient-deficient state. When your protein intake is solid, your body operates from a place of abundance, not scarcity. That means more natural testosterone production, better growth hormone response, and more efficient use of what your body already produces. And all of this hinges on one word: consistency. You can't expect your hormones to operate optimally if your protein intake is random. You can't build a strong internal environment if you're only feeding it half the time. But when you deliver high-quality protein every single day, your body starts trusting the process. Hormones stop panicking. They start performing, and you feel it in your strength, your mood, your drive, your recovery. This is the kind of effect most people never feel, because they never give it enough time. But if you do, if you lock in the routine, scoop after scoop, your entire chemistry starts playing in your favor. And that's the difference between a body that grows easily and one that fights you every step of the way. But the next effect? That one hits even deeper, at the core of your immune system. Effect 5. The hidden armor. How whey protein fortifies your immune system and keeps you in the game. When people think of whey protein, they think of muscle, strength, performance. But there's a whole other system in your body that gets quietly wrecked by intense training, stress, and bad recovery. And it's the one system that, if it breaks down, none of the rest even matters. I'm talking about your immune system. Every time you hit the gym hard, you're not just breaking down muscle. You're pushing your entire body into stress mode. Your nervous system lights up. Cortisol rises. Micro tears form in the tissue. Inflammation kicks in. And all of that gets handled by your immune system. If your immune system is underpowered, everything slows down. Recovery stalls. Fatigue lingers. You get sick more often. You're inflamed all the time. Your energy crashes. Your joints ache. And the worst part? You don't even realize it's your immune system falling behind until you're sidelined. Now, here's where whey protein becomes a game changer. Not as a muscle builder, but as a defensive weapon. Whey is rich in immunoglobulins, lactoferrin, and other bioactive compounds that directly support immune function. But even beyond that, it delivers the essential amino acids your immune cells need to function properly. Yes, your immune system runs on protein, just like your muscles do. And if it doesn't get enough, it weakens. Period. When you take whey daily, you're not just feeding your biceps, you're feeding your defense system. You're giving your body the tools to recover from training faster, to fight off low-grade inflammation, to resist viral attacks and overuse injuries, to bounce back when life hits hard. And it's not just about avoiding sickness. It's about staying ready. Ready to train. Ready to push. Ready to keep moving forward without interruptions. Because let's be honest, consistency is the real edge. And nothing wrecks consistency faster than getting sick, injured, or burned out. Whey also plays a role in managing inflammation after training. A well-fed immune system clears out metabolic waste faster, reduces post-workout soreness, and speeds up the rebuilding process. That means fewer off days, less drag, more productive sessions, all because your body isn't stuck cleaning up messes it wasn't equipped to handle. And the timing matters too. If you're under-eating, cutting calories, or just dealing with stress from life, your immune system takes a hit. And that's when whey becomes your safety net. It's fast, it's clean, it's reliable. A scoop or two per day might be the difference between bouncing back strong or burning out completely. So while everyone else is obsessing over macros and PRs, you're building from the inside out. Quietly, strategically, and when the dust settles, you'll still be standing. Because your body was built to withstand the pressure. But now, we go even deeper. Because there's one last system that literally holds your body together. Effect 6. The foundation effect. How whey protein reinforces your body's structural core. When you think of strength, what comes to mind? Bigger arms? Wider lats? Stronger legs? That's the usual picture. But all of that muscle means nothing if the structure underneath it isn't solid. Because strength isn't just about muscle mass, it's about the framework that holds you up when the weight gets heavy and the reps get real. And here's the truth most people miss. Your bones, joints, and connective tissue need just as much support as your muscles, if not more. Every squat, every sprint, every deadlift, every lunge, they all put massive stress on your skeleton. And while everyone's focused on protein for muscles, they forget that protein is also what builds and maintains bone. In fact, half of your bone mass is made up of protein structures, collagen, elastin, fibrils, that require amino acids daily to stay strong. Whey protein delivers exactly that. When you consume whey consistently, you're not just repairing muscle fibers, you're reinforcing the foundation beneath them. You're feeding the tissues that absorb impact, that stabilize your spine, that keep your knees from buckling under pressure, You're literally making your body harder to break. And over time, that changes everything. No more mystery aches, no more chronic joint inflammation, no more, "I think I tweaked something," after a workout. Instead, you start to feel solid, grounded, durable, like your body is moving as one complete unit, not a fragile collection of parts barely holding together. This becomes even more important as you age. Bone density declines naturally after your 30s, unless you fight to maintain it. And no, calcium alone won't cut it. Your body can't use calcium properly if your protein intake is too low. That's why people with low-protein diets often suffer bone loss, even when they take supplements. It's not just about minerals, it's about the matrix that holds those minerals together. That matrix? It's built on protein. It's built on consistency. It's built on whey. And here's the part nobody talks about. When your structure is strong, you train harder. You lift more. You recover faster. You move with confidence. You're not second-guessing every step or hesitating under the bar. You become fearless, not because of your size, but because of your stability. That's the kind of strength that lasts, that doesn't peak for one summer and vanish by fall. It's the kind of strength that carries you into your 40s, 50s, and beyond. Still lifting, still running, still living in a body that can keep up with your ambition. So no, whey protein isn't just a shake. It's reinforcement. It's prevention. It's the quiet decision that protects you from the slow decay of time. But the final effect? That's where it all comes together, where everything you've done starts to show up in ways you never expected. Effect 7. The comeback code. How whey speeds up recovery and makes you stronger between the sets. You know that sore, heavy feeling after a brutal leg day? That "I can barely sit down" kind of pain? Or the stiff, slow recovery that makes you skip your next session, even when your mind's ready? That's the gap between training and results. That's the space where most people lose momentum. And that's exactly where daily whey protein changes the game. Because here's what most people don't realize. Gains don't happen in the gym. They happen in the hours and days after the gym, during recovery. And if your body doesn't have what it needs to rebuild, it doesn't just stall. It breaks. Whey protein is like a Formula One pit crew waiting at the track. As soon as your body pulls in, whey delivers leucine, isoleucine, valine, the amino acids that act like raw construction materials. And not just at random, but fast, because whey absorbs faster than any other protein. Within minutes, it floods your bloodstream with the fuel your muscles are starving for. That quick delivery triggers the mTOR pathway, the biochemical signal that says, "Let's rebuild now." Without that signal, your body stays in limbo. The damage lingers. The soreness builds. The progress slows. And here's the crazy part. Most people only take whey when they remember. Or worse, only on training days. That's like hiring a construction crew, but only giving them bricks half the week. No wonder the building never gets finished. When you take whey every day, you give your body what it craves: predictability. And with predictability comes momentum. You don't just repair, you improve. Your muscles grow back stronger, thicker, more resilient. Your soreness shortens. Your recovery speeds up. You stop feeling broken after hard sessions and start feeling primed for the next one. And the most underrated benefit? Consistency. Because when you recover faster, you don't skip workouts. You don't fall behind. You don't lose your rhythm. You stay in the pocket, day after day, week after week. And that's when the real transformation starts stacking. So yeah, recovery isn't sexy. It doesn't show up in progress pics, but it's the real separator. the hidden engine behind every lasting physique. And Whey, that's your mechanic, your builder, your silent partner in the comeback. Now, yeah, that's all 7. But now you've got a full picture, and you're about to see whey protein in a whole new way. At no point in this video did I tell you that whey protein is some miracle powder, because it's not. It won't replace your workouts, it won't cover for bad sleep, and it sure as hell won't fix inconsistency. But what it will do, if used right, is something far more valuable. It becomes a silent system, running in the background, quietly upgrading your body from the inside out. You've seen the full picture now. Whey doesn't just hit your muscles. It transforms your recovery, your appetite, your metabolism, your hormones, your immune system, your bone structure, your ability to age without breaking. It becomes consistency in liquid form. A small, simple act, repeated daily, that adds up to something unstoppable. And that's the part most people never understand. They want big results, but skip the small decisions. They want evolution, but bail when it gets boring. They expect magic and miss the mechanism. Not you, not anymore. Because now you see whey for what it is. A choice, a ritual, a long game strategy. You're not guessing. You're not winging it. You're showing up and giving your body the one thing it needs most: support. Every scoop is proof of commitment to your performance, to your health, to your future. So the next time someone asks why you drink that shake every day, don't say it's just protein. Say it's structure. Say it's defense. Say it's how you stay ready for every rep, every setback, every comeback. Now I want to hear from you. What's the one thing you're changing in your training after this? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If this video gave you at least one aha moment, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let's keep building this together. The strategy is clear. The foundation is set. And now, the next move? That's on you.